A rack of pork, very similar to a rack of lamb. It's just pork, but we're going to add some Brussels sprouts and some roasted carrots that we're going to do. And what we're going to do, we're going to cook this right here in a sheet pan. And once it's done and while it's resting, we're going to cook those Brussels sprouts and those carrots in the drippings while it rests. Along with, I'm going to add a little agave and a few other things to those vegetables. We're going to do it in the Ninja Foodi XL Pro air frying oven, but you could probably do this in any oven. I'm John Sanders. I'm also known as Jelly 007. Well, let's cook this rack of pork with some Brussels sprouts and some carrots right now. All right here is everything that's going in the recipe. I kind of wanted to get a close-up of it. Here is the star of the show, which is a rack of pork, or if you ask me, it's kind of the prime rib of a pig. Now, I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure this is the same cut that would be a standing rib roast on a cow, but this is what you get when you do that on a pig. Well, right here, it came from Costco, 7.94 pounds, $2.99 a pound. 23 or 24 bucks for that. It's a bargain. Now, I'm going to cut it down a little bit. I'm going to trim it up to where I've got, say, an inch or so on each side clearance. And then, once we cook this, like I said, and it hits the temp I want with my meter probe, we're going to pour off maybe some of the drippings, and then we're going to cook the carrots, the Brussels sprouts, and the agave, and the stuff I'm going to add to it. We're going to cook that while that roast, while that rests. So, I'll see y'all back in just a second. Okay, right here is what we're cooking tonight. Here's what I trimmed off, which that'll make a good breakfast item of some kind tomorrow. I'll figure out something to do with it. But this one, 5 pounds, 15.9 ounces. So we'll just say 6 pounds. Now, here's something you may not have seen, and I haven't either, and quite honestly, it's the first time I've used them. It is silicone-like rubber bands, and I got these at Publix, which is a grocery store that I shop at, and be honest with you, there's not really good instructions here how to find them, but my point is, they're a silicone rubber band, and I'm not going to stay on this long. They'll stand 480 degrees, right there it says it. And then the only thing I found is, you can look right there if you want to see if you can find them somewhere. And then again right here, Architect or something. But anyhow, that's what you will be seeing on this roast. Instead of tying them with butcher twine, I'm going to be using these silicone rubber bands. So I'll be back when I get that done, and I'll see y'all then. Okay, so I wanted to show this right quick, because I did transfer it to this pan, and I'm going to put those rubber bands on it, and I'm going to season it all on here where I don't have all that on my other sheet pan. But just for the record, these are like the baby back section of ribs, and if I understand it correctly, and I feel positive I'm right, but what I'm getting at is they have the membrane, just like you do on any baby back. So you have to pull it off, or in my opinion, you do. And that is all you do, is take a paper towel and kind of hold on to them and pull it off. And then, like I always say, you're not going to cook that long enough to make it where you can eat it. So I'm going to finish getting that off of there real well. And all right there it sits, and I'll be honest with you, they did a decent job at Frenching, but take my word, I did not French those. They did that. It doesn't look bad, but I don't think it's going to look all that excellent if you were trying to present it as a Frenched bone roast. But my point, we got this right here, which is the Ninja's probe. I've got it in there, and I've got number 3 and number 4, the bottom 2 of my meter, so I can watch it from my phone and don't have to stand here. But you can see, I'm also using those silicone bands, and I'll be honest with you, they are impressive so far. We'll see as we cook, but real similar to what I think butcher twine would do. But to get off of that, I'm going to move this over just a little bit where I got a little more room. I've got the oven set to 325 degrees on air fry. What I'm going to do is set the thermometer to say, I want it to, well, you know what? I don't want to worry about it cutting off. I'm going to be watching the temp. So I'm going to take the temp up to, we'll say 160. I'll never let it go that far, but there's where it is. I'll be here. I'm not going to let it, I'm not going to let it go to 160. I mean, I do, but only while it's resting. I wouldn't mind pulling it at 155. That's my point, is to pull it at 155 and let it rest to say 165. And that way I get all white meat, and that pork loin is not dried out. And I think that is the best way to do it. I don't usually worry about preheat, so guess what? I'm going to put this in right there, and you can see now I am touching, and I gotta stop that. I don't want that touching. So I'm gonna slide this roast just a little bit to the left, to the right, and we're good. So it's off and running, and shortly we will have an idea of what kind of temps we got. So I'll be back. See y'all then. Okay, so y'all kind of bear with me. I just removed it from the tripod, but you can see how well the those silicone rubber bands are doing, and they're not doing bad. We'll know more when I pull it out, but you can see. And then here we are. We've got a target of 160. We're at 140. I'll hit manual to see how long it's been in there. It's been in 1 hour and 23 minutes. There are the carrots and the Brussels sprouts. Now on those I have about 2 tablespoons of this, which is agave. I've got the zest of this whole lemon, and then the juice of half of it. Let's see what else. I got black pepper and some salt, and I think that might be it. Oh, got about a teaspoon of crushed red pepper. But as soon as that comes out, we're gonna, while that's resting, we'll put those in those drippings right there and cook it. So see y'all then. Okay, we're about to turn this off because the lowest reading I have is 154, and I'm looking for 155. Well, the meter says it's actually 158 and 157. Well, if you know how I do it, I always go by my lowest reading, and if I turn it off with it at 154, or if I pull that roast out, it should not have any problem with getting to say 165, and that is where I like pork to be. I want it to be completely white. So I'm about to open that up. I'm gonna back this up just a little bit, and I may have to find something to grab it with. But anyhow, we're gonna open it and turn it off. And I'm gonna grab this right here, and we're gonna take a look at it. And those rubber bands did an excellent job, if you ask me. So I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but what I'm gonna do is set that down right there, and then we're going to I got my probe hung up a little bit, but I'm going to I'm just gonna leave that door open. We're gonna get that off of there, and then I'm gonna drop those carrots and the Brussels sprouts in that juice, or in that drippings, and we're gonna cook that. So I'll be back. Okay, just to kind of show you what's going on, I'm going to, and that is plenty hot. I'm going to tent this just like that, and I don't want to, completely cover it. I want it to be able to breathe. I don't want it to steam. I'm going to move that to right there. Here come the Brussels sprouts and carrots. And while that roast, it looked excellent, to be honest with you, while it kind of sits there, we're going to cook these. So move these around as flat as I can get them. And I wouldn't care if all that were cut side down, but if they're not, it's not a crisis. As a matter of fact, let's leave some up to see what it does. And grab something right here. In fact, that was about the perfect amount. I'm going to move that up. I'm going to move this rack up to at least right here. Put that right there, and we're going to 400 degrees. Turn it back on because I turned it off. We're going to go 400 degrees. And I'll leave it set to 3 hours, but obviously, you know what? Just for the fun of it, I'm going to take that way down because if you left that on for 3 hours, it could do something really bad. We'll go to, say, I don't know, we'll go to 30 minutes. We're going to watch it. We're not worried about it. Well, we're going to watch it, but I'm not going to let it go to 30 minutes either. But now it's off and running, and we'll get an idea what it looks like here in just a minute, and I'll see y'all back. Okay, let's take a look at it. It's been roughly 15 minutes, and you can see it looks really good, and I think it's going to be. Now all I got to do is get this over here, and well, I need to pause that, and I'm going to get this right here around this roast, and we're going to make some pictures for my YouTube, and we're going to eat it. Okay, here is the big reveal, and as you know, it's excellent. It looks excellent. It's going to be excellent. Take my word. Look, there's those rubber bands, or silicone rubber bands. You have to cut them. I mean, they're one use. You can't use them a bunch of times, but hey, I loved them. I liked them. I thought they worked. Now, again, I used them. I bought them at Publix, and they were fairly cheap. But I've already tested all of this stuff right here, and this dang good. What we're going to do, we're going to open this up right down the center, just like this. And I hit a bone, but we're going to open it up. Hopefully, I'm going to get around it. I may have to flip it over because I don't want to just destroy my knife. But there we go. And you can see it looks perfect. I mean, that's what it is, if you ask me. I don't know what I hit, but something wasn't letting me go through. And that side looks good too. Let's see. We will cut off a pork chop right here. And there's a pork chop right there, and those everything here, that the carrots and the Brussels sprouts are absolutely fantastic. Take my word, I've already eaten them, and I've eaten more than one, and you can see that that worked. That's all I know. So what I want to do is cut up a couple of these where we'll have them tomorrow. But in fact, you know what? I may not cut them all the way up. I'll just leave them just like this. But that is a pork chop, and an excellent way of cooking them. I think I saw 170 as a top temp. And if you ask me, a lot of people would think that's too much. It's not. I'm not saying it's not more than it has to be. It's just, it's what we like here. I'm not going to lie. I like complete no worry. I guess it's over years of knowing that pork has to be 165. Anyhow, take my word. Everything it works really well here. The plan on the Brussels sprouts and the carrots. The carrots are really good. They have a sweet flavor, and it just works. And now you could cook them longer maybe, but there's nothing wrong with that temp right there. If you ask me, that's really close to perfect, just like these. And as always, I can't talk because I keep putting a bunch of food in my mouth. But, really good, I mean, really good carrots. And the Brussels sprouts. You won't beat this. You won't get it anywhere else. I doubt it. And let's cut it up and look right here. I mean, I feel obligated to taste. So, it's as good as it gets. I don't find a restaurant that'll beat that. I don't think you will. But anyhow, hey, I love y'all all. Have I got it in wide view? Yeah. I love y'all all. Come back to see me. Make sure this right here, it works. Y'all have a good night. Bye-bye.